impact that COVID-19 has had on people from ethnic minority backgrounds, some being vulnerable physically and disproportionately financially too. The Muslim community here in the UK has rallied around by raising Zakat. That's the compulsory act of giving a proportion of one's wealth to charity. BBC Asian Network's Anchor Desai reports.
Meet Mohammed. He's a husband and father of 2 young children in the West Midlands. And lockdown almost left him and his family shut out and on the streets.
I was happy when my boss told me that you will be back after 3 weeks. But then he told me that they haven't got any confirmation from the government, so we'll be closed for next 3 months. After 2 weeks, I was completely collapsed. Even the food bank was closed. So I was in a desperate situation.
British Muslims have been one of the hardest hit communities, not just in terms of health issues, but finance too. Those that are self-employed or working in the gig economy often wonder how they'll feed their families.
How many days did you go with no food?
3 days. 3 days. Yeah, 3 days. After, on the 3rd day, I called to the food bank and they said you can come this afternoon. I was crying as well. I don't know what to do. I mean, I told my wife, just feed the kids first, and whatever left, we'll do that with what we want to do.
Getting nowhere with universal credit applications, Mohammed for the first time turned to charity.
They paid my bills, 2-month rent and council tax, and they get a little bit of money for my food and fuel, and it was a very big help.
Mohammed, like many British Muslims, sought help from the National Zakat Foundation. Now, they told us that they've seen a quadrupling in requests for financial aid during the COVID crisis. You have an office here. How many people roughly work here?
About 25 people.
Before COVID, the charity would be dealing with just 10 applications in a day. But during the crisis,
At its peak, we were receiving some in the region of 200 applications in a day. That's just an indication of the desperation that people find themselves in.
Zakat is basically a Muslim wealth tax to help those in need.
We've definitely seen a shift in that. We've seen more and more people recognising the needs in their own communities. They may even know someone who's going through difficult times. They recognise that there is actually a need for Zakat to be given locally.
Mohammed's now back on his feet and extremely grateful for the support he received.
If I would be waiting for government to give me, so by the time my kids, they will die. I will die without food and without anything, and I would be outside on the street.
Anchor Desai, BBC News in Walsall.